Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, afternoon, evening, greetings. Hello. Well, I was actually setting up outside today when the winds decided that they want to push everything around and keep everything difficult to hear blowing into the microphones. So did a quick change, ran into the house, threw a couple of flowers onto a table behind me, and here we are. That's my fancy decorating. Let us know where you're joining us from. I see Richard from Amsterdam. I see Kesha Gonzalez, Lexi from Boulder. I see Chelsea. Hello. Ivana McGinnis, 1557. Now, I am going to tell you, I know that last time we spoke, there are a lot of people. Hey, John from Vancouver, John Engrenon, who had questions. And I didn't really get to them, so if you go into the box, I'm going to try to see what we can do. And I do see, come back, there we are. I do see someone already put in a request, Martina, so let's see. Well, Martina, I saw you and I accepted. Here I am accepting again. It says you joined. Are you there? Hello? Do I hear you? Is the
Oh,
sound off?
yes.
Aha. Hi.
Hi.
Okay,
Here
I see
again.
you. Oh, there you
My,
are.
I am in the forest in Germany, Bochum.
Nice.
Yes. And I can't speak English very well.
Well, you're speaking it just fine for us. We can hear
Yes.
you and
Yes.
understand.
And I saw you for 6 years with Jill
With
in
Jillian? Uh-huh.
yes in oh I in Germany.
We've been to a
I
lot of places in Germany, yes.
yes yes. I asked what can I do when I am in stress in
What can you do when you're stressed?
yes.
Well, um, being stressed generally has to do with doing. So adding more things to do can actually increase stress, even though we think we're doing some things for a good reason. Okay? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it well enough? Am I doing it this? Am I doing this? I better make sure I do it. And all of a sudden the stress builds up, which was the whole purpose. We were trying to do something to help us relieve the stress. And if someone says to you, do nothing, well, that's not a very satisfying answer if we're very cerebral, very in our minds, very in our brains, because we've been taught that nothing happens unless we do something. And yet, when you calm down to meditate, for example, what are you doing?
Yes.
Nothing. You're breathing. You're in awareness. You're in recognition of who and what you are. It's not another step. It's not switching from caffeinated to decaffeinated coffee, although that might not hurt. Um, it is being in the recognition. Now, we're used to saying this, so I'll say it once, but then it might not mean as much if you've heard it before. That you are one with everyone and everything. So let's do it this way. Can you think of a time where you saw that someone was in emotional pain? Maybe a child, maybe an adult, maybe someone you didn't know on a train. Can you?
Yes.
Good. Now, if they weren't crying and screaming and making it obvious, but you just sort of saw it. What did you see?
Oh, I want to help. I think
No, I didn't
take
ask. No,
it.
no, 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 no. I'm not asking what did you think.
Okay,
I'm asking what did you see?
trouble.
Let's take it further. Trouble. You mean something she perceived as trouble because you didn't know what it was. You really probably just saw some sadness, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But who did you see?
The emotion.
Who did you see?
Ooh, the
Who?
child. I saw it. I
Yes, you saw it. And
yes.
who were you looking at? Who were you seeing?
Oh.
Hmm.
Mm.
Take a wild guess.
Yes.
You. We're seeing ourselves in someone else when we see sadness or internal pain or something because we are that person.
We are. Okay.
We are. So we're seeing ourselves. And it allows us to begin to recognize that it's not just an expression. We really are one with everyone that we
Mm.
see, everyone that we interact with. And it spoke to us because we felt that sadness, that pain, that whatever.
Yes.
And we wanted to reach out. Now, it wasn't that they told you they were in pain. They weren't jumping up and down and screaming. A child who looks at another child knows when to walk over and put their hand on their shoulder
Yes.
because we recognize each other. We forget this. We look
Yes.
around the world and we go, oh, it's a bunch of strangers on the bus with me or the train, But really, it's like we're seeing aspects of ourselves that are manifested as this man, this woman, this child, this older person, this younger person. So, in that recognition and you seeing them, can they see you?
Yes. Mm.
Okay, so what they are experiencing seems to dissolve in the two of you recognizing each other in one another. Back to your original question, if they were feeling stressed, if you were feeling stressed, if you saw your stress in them, what can you do? In this situation, what were you doing?
Oh, I put my hand on the shoulder on this child, or you mean you my
No, no, no,
myself?
no, no. For your own stress. In this situation, you can see your
Yes.
stress in someone else. You can see their stress in you.
I
It's
breathe.
more of a recognition. It's more of recognizing yourself in someone. And that
Okay.
allows them to recognize themselves in you. It's not about doing. It's about being. The knowingness is the truth of who and what we are. It's our felt truth, not knowledge, because let's face it, knowledge is different today than yesterday, and it'll be different tomorrow. But the knowingness is that, the feeling is that, the truth of who and what we are when we hear something. The sound, we know it. When we touch it, we know it. When it's our felt sense of knowingness, we know it. It's different than action.
Okay.
Tell me what this means to you that I just expressed. How would you say it to me, what I just said to you, in your words?
So,
Simpler.
das am Ende war der dann ja komplett notfalls. Und dann waren wir dann bei ZSK.
Please say it again. I have no understand this because what?
When you hear the birds behind you, right? Do
Yes.
you hear them? You know that they're there.
Yes.
When you say, I feel this, or I am that, you know
Yes.
yourself as I. The knowingness is what allows to happen what you're trying to find something to do to make it happen. What do I do with my stress? It's about recognizing your inner being. Listen, it's the same
Okay.
thing. It's the same thing
Yes.
for someone who is a healing facilitator, practitioner, whatever word we want to use, as it is for someone who wants their own healing. It is about recognizing ourselves. Let go, feel, observe, notice a felt sense of knowingness, feeling it even inside
Mm.
somewhere
Mm.
is a recognition. And
Mm.
sometimes we say, well, I don't feel anything. What do I do if I don't feel anything? But the point is you do. For example, let's go back to the birds. You hear the birds, right?
Okay. Yep.
How do you hear that bird?
With my ears.
Right. And what happens is there's a vibration in your ears that makes the
Okay.
sound. Okay. So you're actually, in a sense, feeling this communication. It is a felt knowingness of truth. You don't question, I wonder if they're birds. I don't know if I can really hear them. Shall I try to hear them better? No, there's none of that. That's all the brain. But the
Yes.
truth of you says,
Yes.
here I am. Here I am.
Yes.
Now, as we're talking about this, I want you to notice that the corners of your mouth are now moved into a smile.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Um, how's your stress?
Yes.
How's your stress? You were talking to me about what do you do about stress?
Oh, when my
When you,
stress is
no. Listen to me. Your
yes.
mouth is now smiling.
Yeah.
How is your stress now?
No, it isn't.
Right. So was it ever? Or was it a thought process from putting together facts that we were trying to get to fit together that maybe really didn't, but we thought they should, so we worked harder and harder, and that was the stress, trying to make something make sense, when the truth is,
Yes.
I know myself. I am. Have no question. The birds are ringing. I hear them. I'm feeling
Mm.
them.
Mm.
And all of a sudden in that, we realized that the stress was something we were making.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything to do to get
Okay.
rid of the stress because doing is making. The opposite was just knowing yourself, being yourself. And who are you? You are love and you are being. Now, I don't want to sound like a greeting card that we buy in a store. I want you to take
Mm.
it deeper and say, did you ever learn reconnective healing?
Yes.
Okay. So when I facilitate healing, and you may choose to do this, I stand in presence. I'm looking at that person. I'm just looking at them if I'm in the same room. I see their face. I see their expression. I am allowing myself to be there
Okay.
and I'm feeling. I'm
Yes.
listening with a different sense. I don't turn around and say, gee, I don't know if I can feel this. Let me try harder. Oh, don't need that stress. You're not trying to hear the birds.
Mm.
I allow myself to listen for whatever comes. I'm present. I look at the
Yeah.
person and suddenly I begin to recognize myself.
Yeah.
How does that person look like they're feeling? How am I feeling? What am I feeling? Feeling is listening with a different sense. It's receiving, it's being. There is no doing to healing. Now
Okay.
that's, yeah,
Mm.
it's difficult, for because we learn from different people different things to do. Move your hands this way, wear that, do this, do that. But what happens when you let go of all of the doing? Everything we've
Mm.
been hiding behind the doing, when we just let it go, the only thing that's left is you, is me.
Mm.
There's no question about it. There's
Mm.
nothing to learn. And as
Mm.
we watch and share space with that other person we might be facilitating a healing for, we see an ease and a peace come
Mm.
over them as well. Do we know how the healing works? No. Does anyone? No. Will lots of people tell you with certainty how reconnective healing and healing works? Yes. But do they know? No. It's
Mm.
being. It's not knowledge.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, does
I
that help or
I
does
I
that,
for,
yeah,
I
go ahead.
forgot it, and now I remember.
Okay.
I
No,
recognize it now. Um,
now, you
but
know
some
how you know where you forgot it? You
yes.
forgot it in your mind.
Oh yes, it is.
But healing doesn't take place in the mind, does it?
Yeah. Yes.
So we're working hard when we're thinking and trying to remember how
Mm.
to how to facilitate healing. We're working too hard when we're thinking and trying because that's us really trying to remember who we are. We can't forget who we
Mm.
are. We
Yeah.
can blind ourselves temporarily, turn in another
Mm.
direction, but eventually
Mm.
you're going to pass the mirror and go, ah, there I am. I've been there the whole time.
Mm.
And then you bring yourself and
Yes.
just share with another person, whether there are words or no words, whether you know them, whether you don't know them, whether you're in the same room, whether you're not, you just be. And suddenly everything that you've been looking to disappear, like your stress, their
Mm.
stress, helping them heal this and that,
Mm.
knows what to do,
Yes.
how to be. And it appears and it's a surprise and you leave and you're smiling because you're loved.
Yes. Yeah. Very good to speak.
Thank you.
That's
My
it.
pleasure.
Yes. Oh, I remember Julian and you were in Leipzig,
Mm-hmm.
I think,
Yes, yes.
2018, and me and my husband we ate in a restaurant, ich glaube Greek restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure I remember that restaurant. I'm pretty sure I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm. And I like Julian's shoes.
Yeah, Jillian has great shoes.
Yes.
She's got
Yes.
even
Thank you
better
very much.
feet. Thank
Mm.
you.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
My pleasure. Come join us again anytime. Okay.
Yes.
And I'll let you
Okay.
click out. Bye
Okay.
for now.
Thank you.
So, you know, it's funny. Everyone, you know what, Jillian and I kind of just, I don't know if how intentionally we did this, but it was kind of fun, is, and you might want to try it. We went on to Chat GPT. I'm not haven't been jumping on Chat GPT all the time, kind of just discovered it. I knew it was there, but I only started maybe using it, a few weeks ago, a month, a little bit here, a little bit there. But we Googled up, I mean, no, didn't Google it. We looked up on Chat GPT reconnective healing just to see if anything was there. It was very interesting. I'm going to read to you a little bit of um, what we found. It says, reconnective healing is a form of energy interaction that reconnects us to the fullest of our being and to the universe itself. Developed by Dr. Eric Pearl, it introduces a new spectrum of healing that includes energy, light, and information. And unlike traditional energy healing techniques, it is not based in technique. It does not involve or require touch or tools or manipulation. It focuses on receiving rather than sending or directing healing. I thought that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I'm not entirely sure how they came across that, but I guess that was good. She said reconnective healing emerged in the 1990s when Dr. Eric Pearl, a chiropractor in Los Angeles, began experiencing unusual occurrences in his practice. Patients reported profound healings from a wide variety of conditions as he simply held his hands near them. And this led to the exploration and formalization of the frequencies now associated with reconnective healing. Now, this is where things got interesting as I watched the path. And one day we'll discuss the path. But part of the path was I thought, oh, I'll be smart. When we're about to give reconnective healing presentations, I'll give a demonstration of the healing so everyone could see how it's done. And really, it was so simple that it scared people off because they were afraid that they couldn't do it. And I just wanted you to see what you can do. So part of our challenge is to look at ourselves. I think part of our challenge is to look at ourselves. It says the foundation of reconnective healing is based on the interaction with a broad spectrum of energy, light, and information. It is not guided by intention or diagnosis, and the practitioner serves basically as a catalyst for the healings. There's a lot of things here, and you can adjust your question in Chat GPT. You can say, tell me more about this, but what about that? What are the differences from other modalities? Well, it's not technique based. There are no symbols or mantras or hand positions. Um, what is the training? Well, we all know we can learn that through RAI, Reconnective Academy International, right now, or find it on our websites. Final thoughts. It says reconnective healing is a doorway to holistic well being that invites individuals to experience balance beyond the limitations of conventional healing. It is experiential, universal, and not aligned with any one particular religion or belief system. And whether you're seeking, it says physical relief, emotional healing, or a deeper sense of connection, it provides an elegant, science supported approach to accessing your body's natural capacity for healing. It says you appear to enter into states of consciousness. And yet the funny thing is, it doesn't say this, I'm adding it, but there are no states of consciousness. There are states of mind. Consciousness is infinite. It's not bordered in states. But anyway, I find it quite interesting. I actually never even thought that, wasn't thinking, is there anything there? Is there anything in ChatGPT? We were just, there, and Jillian looked it up, and it was pretty cool what she found. So, okay, I see a couple people who are requesting to join. And again, I apologize. Last week I couldn't get to people, so I'm going to start and see if we get requests to join. Carola. All right. Oh, there's someone. Hi, who do I have?
This is Karina.
Hi, Karina.
It's
Nice
been
of
a
you to
long
join
time.
us. Apparently.
Been a long time.
What brings you here today?
Oh, I've taken several of your classes and
Mm-hmm.
kind of just missed you.
Well,
So
you could have just sent flowers. I'm kidding.
I never know quite where you are.
Neither do I, but it hasn't stopped me.
Well, that's wonderful. By the way, you look great. You look
Thank you.
great.
See what
Good to,
happens? You stop coloring your hair and you get compliments. I should have known.
yeah,
Jillian knew it.
yeah. You trust her.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And also, it's a very funny thing. There's a certain kind of person, I mean, not everyone, just a limited group, who are very involved in healing and spirituality and things. And they look at if you wear contact lenses, if you color your hair, if you know, if you wear too much makeup or whatever
Mm-hmm.
on stage, they say you're lying, you're being dishonest. No, I'm not. How did you know that I colored my hair? I told you. Hi, yeah, went to the color. I mean, there's a lot of there's a tendency in the spiritual world to judge, maybe out of fear that no one will look at us and judge us back.
Well,
I don't know, but that's my
sometimes we're
story for the morning. Yeah,
okay.
go
Sometimes
ahead.
we're mirrors for other people. Sometimes,
Yeah.
which could be good. Good.
So, what would you like to talk about today? What brings you here?
I just want to get back into the healing energy.
Oh, well, I got some good news for you. It's right there
Yeah.
behind what you're looking at in the mirror or in this video right here. Where are you? Where do you live?
I live in Colorado, United States.
Do you know not far from you, closer to where I am in Jillian, that the end of September, 28, 20, it's 27, 28, that weekend, 29, 30, that Monday and Tuesday, if you extend the full thing, there's going to be a live Reconnective Healing seminar, and Jillian and I will be teaching it here in Chicago along with Cecilia. So it
Oh,
could be a
wow.
lot of fun. We only taught one in the last 4 years. We only taught one that was fairly recently, and that was in Virginia Beach. So we decided we're doing another one.
Great. Well, I did go to your Reconnective Healing when you were in Denver, in the
Hmm.
Denver area. So I did that course and just thought I'd jump back in.
Great. Well, I'll tell you a little secret. It's not really a secret, especially now that I'm saying it with everyone. But if you've already attended one,
Hmm.
you're considered an alumni. And I believe if you talk about that, I believe you'll have to confirm with Cecilia, but I believe it's only like half price for you to
Yeah.
attend if you come a second time. So you'll have to find that one out. Don't hold me to it, but I think that.
Well, I can certainly get back on I still have all my login information. I still have all the classes that I took. They're all up there still. I checked them out. They're still
Great.
there.
Yeah, you can access them whenever you want. And you know what else? People say, I read your most recent book. I heard you talk here. Did Reconnective Healing change? No. Healing is healing is healing. Love
Hmm.
is love is love. It
Hmm.
just is. But we, having our human experience here, learn to recognize things differently,
Right.
learn to understand them differently, learn to express them differently and share them differently. So the experience, learning reconnective healing now is so greatly evolved. um, the ownership is just very different. And we have to remind ourselves it's not different, it's just more us. And Cecilia, who I don't think she's on the screen here with us, I mean, on the call here with us anyway,
Mhm.
has become and is the most phenomenal instructor. So, Jillian, Cecilia, and I would love to attend that class.
Yeah. Yeah. Cecilia, I think, did some of the onboarding or after the course, talked a little bit
Hmm.
about more of um, the business side of it a little bit more after,
Maybe
I think,
that, maybe, yeah, maybe that was what she was sharing at that time at that
at
course.
that time. Yeah.
What what I really want us to get is us. So it's kind of different. There's not a script for it. There's not, I'm going to handle this topic and that one, because we're not in little boxes or containers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're not little states of being. Um, there is something that if we share it appropriately, you can only know from experiencing it. Now, what does that mean? It means I could stand there and work in better and better words. And it's not that we're not going to share expressing it in different words and coming around and talking with you at the tables and helping you feel and find things. But there's a point that can't really be put into words, and yet you know it when you know it,
Mm-hmm.
where um, something is just changed in your presence and your being. And as
Mm-hmm.
you're standing there, maybe standing by a table, facilitating a healing or practicing or lying down and receiving this change, you suddenly see it appear on everyone's face. You suddenly feel something happens in the room.
Yeah.
You, and people start to look around at each other differently. And then when we're talking, it's expressed. Now, here I am telling you things. If someone said to you, well, what did Eric say to you? You might not be able to tell them. I can't really tell them that way because I'm not talking from words that I've learned.
Right.
I am somewhere inside feeling this. I am looking at you. I am looking
Mm-hmm.
at you. Your eyes, that smile, and I feel me. So me and you
Yeah.
are suddenly sharing a recognition.
Yeah.
And it's not something that can be put into steps or stages. It's not, okay, chapter one, part one, you do this. Chapter two, you do this. Make sure you're wearing these clothes. Make sure you're using these instruments. No, it
Right.
is let all that dissolve.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do I let it dissolve? By not trying to let it dissolve, by looking inside, by feeling.
Yeah.
I always used to say, way back in the 90s, I said, if there's only one word, what's the most important word for you to remember? One word from the whole thing: feel.
Yeah.
But you see, for the linear mind, for some people, that became stressful. I'm not feeling anything. I don't know what I'm feeling. What am I supposed to feel? How
No.
do I feel? Am I doing it wrong? Am I doing it wrong? And I have to say, feeling isn't something you do from a dictionary definition.
Right.
Feeling is the recognition of how something interacts with you. If you walk outside and it's a pretty warm weather, light breeze, little bit of a warm, rainy drizzle on you, and you feel it, you notice it.
Yeah.
Do you wonder if you're feeling it right? Do you try to feel it harder? Is there any efforting whatsoever walking out and experiencing that gift of God and nature and love of that gentle little those drops and the warm breeze? And there's none. What if we try to make it more or better? It gets hidden
Yeah.
by our efforts. What if someone tells us how to do a better job with it? And we say, okay, I'm going to do that and see if I have a better experience. It becomes less. The more we chase that which is, the less we allow ourselves the experience of that. And if we're not allowing ourselves the experience of that, who are we bringing into the healing? What are we bringing in ourselves into the healing equation for someone else to have their first or their ongoing experiences with it?
Yeah.
We're bringing in effort, trying trying to do it right, which is fear of what if we do it wrong. We're bringing in all those things that it doesn't necessarily lose the healing. We can't lose the healing because you are the healing. You can't lose you, but you
Mm-hmm.
cannot see you. You can dim the lights and cover the mirrors, you know?
Yeah.
But at some point or other, you're going to go downstairs for food. You're going to open that refrigerator and it's going to light up the whole kitchen. You go, look at this, an arm. I'm
Yeah.
here. Okay. So all we can do is hide
Yeah.
until we can't. And it's not an intentional hiding. It's just more an accidental obscuring from trying to be who we are, from trying to feel the gorgeous warm rain drops.
little, little difficult to try to not be you. That's for sure. Or not be
Yes,
me.
right. But does that discourage everyone from that attempt? No, people keep
No.
trying because we're
People.
told, it's a work ethic. The harder you try, the more you read, the more you learn, the more you learn stage 3 and class level 4 and da 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 da. And it's what do you just be? I mean, right now we're talking, we're sharing, and you know what I feel?
Hmm.
I just feel heart. Can I say it's my heart? Well, it sort of feels like my heart at first, except I'm looking at you. So I feel heart, which is yours and which is mine. Are we not in the presence and the recognition of everyone
Everyone.
who's joined us today in this gathering?
Everyone.
Yes. Are we not in the presence and the recognition of everyone who's played a role in our lives in the past, who may play role one in the future? The person that we walked by in the other direction, pushing our shopping cart down at the supermarket, who we're not even sure we recognize their face, and yet here we are. And sometimes it's just that felt knowingness. Sometimes just, everyone just take your hands for a moment, right around where your heart is, and just your fingers or your palms, just move it up and down for a little bit. What does it do? It sort of, for me, it brings me into that centered recognition, that space. And in this space, without words, without conversation, without trying, maybe just for me standing, I like to be in this presence when I'm facilitating a healing session. I feel this. I don't stand over the healing session doing this with my hand, but I see you. You see the person you're facilitating with, even if you're
Mm-hmm.
doing it over a distance and they're in another part of the country or another continent. But there's still that knowingness,
Mm-hmm.
that being, that whenever we try to add or do what we're told will make it better, we begin soon enough to recognize that whatever we're doing, clockwise, counterclockwise, actually is interfering,
Yeah.
is obscuring with the heal. You know what it's really interfering with?
Hmm.
It's interfering with for me, with being able to feel and experience the love that I am. And then what am I sharing with anyone else in the healing? I'm so lost in the do this and don't do that. I have to come back and go, if I'm just smiling and feeling and loving and in observation, whether we're in the same room or not, healing just happens.
Yep.
And we
Yep.
all reconnect. See, reconnective healing
Mm-hmm.
allows all the healing to come together. How? Every form of healing we've ever heard of, we've studied, we haven't studied yet, we may never study. How do the gifts of all those healings come together? Because in recognition of being, all the containers of separation, this box of this and that container of that, the containers, the division, the otherness dissolves. Reconnective healing is, as Jillian puts it so beautifully, it's a dissolving agent of otherness. And suddenly there is the healing, and healing doesn't care whether you took that class yet or the other one. Healing knows healing is you.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Well, we've got a lot of beautiful days ahead. I
You
keep
do.
reading and rereading, so I just come across old things and start reading them again. Realize, okay,
Beautiful.
that's where I'm at.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I mean,
I don't have a
sure.
business
You
practice. I don't have a business practice. I don't
don't need
practice
to.
outside of my family, so
Great. Practice is just a word. You know what doctor practices? Oh, yeah, doctor's going to go work on his mother. Well, it's kind of a practice of medicine, for example. It doesn't mean that it's got to be set up with insurance companies and cash, but it's being. And each time we revisit who we are, we discover more of
yeah.
who we are. So who knows? Maybe we'll see you in Chicago the end of September.
Possibly. I have a granddaughter
Awesome.
that doesn't live far from there, so
Oh, good,
good excuse.
isn't it?
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for joining us. And thank you, everyone else, for being here and sharing in our sharing. We'll see everyone here, same time, same place, next Wednesday, and in about 25 minutes. For those of you who want to join us for the Solomon Speaks gathering, please do. It's on Zoom, it's free. Come join us. You don't have to show your picture in the Zoom box, but it's nice if you do. You don't have to have the book Solomon Speaks on Reconnecting Your Life, but you can. We're going to take certain sentences, phrases, parts of paragraphs, read them, share them, open up to our interpretations of them. So come have fun with us. Thank you, everyone. Thanks. Bye for now.
Bye bye.